With Niagara into its third lockdown, one well-known local establishment is trying something new to keep its customers engaged. Drawing on its reputation and haunted history, the Old Angel Inn in Niagara-on-the-Lake is launching a series of weekly live Facebook shows to inform, entertain, and maybe even frighten their regular customers and social media followers. Now tonight you're doing a ghost story reading.
Yes.
But what are some of the other events that you have online?
So there's 3 events weekly. Monday nights we are doing trivia. Wednesday nights we are doing live cocktail creations, and then Friday nights is ghost stories with Grant.
And what's the reaction been like so far?
It has actually been quite overwhelming. We did not expect for things to blow up so crazy big as it has. When we had finished our first live cocktail creations, which was a total, I feel like it was a throw together, but it wasn't. There was a whole bunch of planning that went into it. But when we had finished our first live cocktail creations, I think we had about 500 or 600 people that had actually tuned in during, and we were mind-boggled with that number. We thought, oh my goodness, how amazing. People actually want to be here and they want to connect with us and have a drink with us without having a drink with us. And by that night, we had finished at about 9:30, and then we sat down and watched it back because we hadn't seen it. So we watched it back, and then by the time we got home it was probably about 10:30. And at that time we had hit 1,500 views, which we were beyond mind blown with. That it was just such a fantastic amount of support. And then now 48 hours later we are sitting at almost 4,000 views, which is phenomenal. Like, I can't even fathom that like our little pub, well, it's not a little pub actually, like we have so much rich history, but it just goes to show that like the people that do know about us and do want to be here are supporting us from here, from wherever they are in the world right now.
You've worked here for a while, and tonight is the first ghost story night. Do you have any ghost stories of your own?
Yes, I do. And there are definitely some that have made the skin crawl on my back and stick up on the back of my neck. So we just recently got a cappuccino machine, and we've been so excited about it, and it's super fancy, and we've been making all these really amazing handcrafted cafe drinks. But the issue is that we didn't get the frother pots for the cappuccino machine, and well, we said, well, we'll just we have metal teapots, and the metal lid is welded on top of the teapots. So I find our resident ghosts here are very helpful because later that day, one of the teapots had came flying off a hook and went that way and hit the door frame. The metal teapot hit the wall of the door frame so hard that the welded lid ripped off and dropped straight down, and the teapot proceeded to whip in the other direction and landed behind our bar by our glass washer. It was so freaky. I don't understand how it could have been moved like that. It's very unexplainable, and it looked like somebody was literally kicking it across the room.
So Graham, tonight is the first ghost story night. What story will you be telling?
I'm not sure yet, because I see what time we've got for. I've got a lot of stories. I want to first talk about the history of the Angel Inn, and then the main star of this place is the Captain Colin Swayze, who was murdered in the basement. So there's a lot of stories about him. So I'm probably going to do my personal story that an experience I've had myself with who I think was him, and share other stories through the weeks from guests, from other people, other stories that's happened to me.
With all these first-hand stories, are there any of them that you really think about and think, wow, that's kind of creepy?
Well, my first experience was very creepy when I had something walk right through me, and the table sitting right there had knives and forks moving up on the table and glasses moving around. I've had stuff moving across right in front of me. Just this morning we had an incident where a book fell off a shelf, slapped, and Jane, who was working in the front, we both just over here, and that happened just this morning. We heard this loud crash, a book fell off, and I was right there, and the book was moving. I've just had too many weird things happen over the years that I personally can't explain, and that other people, I can't explain to them what happened to them. So yeah, it's weird still. But it's not weird too much to scare me out of a job. I am from England, and there's a lot of older things in England, and I don't know, I guess I grew up with it too, of just stuff happens and there's no answer for it.
Well, COVID has affected us tremendously. We are, I believe, two of the most affected industries combined into one in this whole pandemic. We are a hotel and travel destination, and we are also a restaurant pub. Yeah, we started this project because we believe that the people around us need a sense of community in a time where we can't have a physical community together. So the online events is a way for us to be able to give our regulars and our locals and people even that aren't local, people that are from the other side of the country, different countries we've had tuning in, which is super awesome, give them a chance to come and visit us as they would in normal times.
In Niagara-on-the-Lake, you're watching The Source.